eruption every 3 to 5 years on average. There are more active volcanoes concentrated in Iceland than anywhere else on the planet. Iceland has 30 active volcano systems, of which 19 have erupted since the settlement of Iceland over 1,000 years ago. There are two main reasons why Iceland has so much volcanic activity. First, Iceland is sitting right on top of a powerful mantle plume that continuously pushes magma towards the surface. Mantle plumes are sometimes referred to as hotspots, and in Iceland, the center of the massive magma plume is nestling right below Grímsvötn, the most active volcano in Iceland. The other reason for Iceland's intense volcanic activity is because of the mid-Atlantic ridge that cuts right through the island. The ridge consists of two tectonic plates that are steadily moving away from each other, about 2 centimeters per year. These tectonic movements leave cracks in the Earth's crust that make it easier for the magma to reach the surface. The magma plume below Iceland and the mid-Atlantic ridge make Iceland one of the most volcanically active places on the planet. There are only two natural phenomena that can result in an extinction rate catastrophe. One is a large meteor hitting the Earth, similar to what happened 65 million years ago, leading to the demise of the dinosaurs. Thankfully, we have not been in any real danger from another apocalyptic meteor crash since then. However, the possibility still remains. The only other natural disaster that could create an apocalyptic catastrophe is a violent eruption of a so-called supervolcano. There are 6 known supervolcanoes on Earth, and Yellowstone in the US is undoubtedly the most famous one. Yellowstone last erupted 640,000 years ago, and the direct impact zone covered more than half of North America. But what are the odds of a supervolcano going off in our lifetime? Scientists say that it's not likely, but even if we don't have to worry about a supervolcano going off, there are still about 50 volcanoes erupting in the world at any given moment. In Iceland, some of the eruptions that have taken place in recent years have been fairly small and seemingly innocent. Some have even been called tourist eruptions. But don't be fooled. Icelandic volcanoes can be very dangerous, even deadly. To better understand the most catastrophic volcanic eruptions in Icelandic history, let's go on a journey back in time to the year 870. This was when the Nordic Vikings decided to face the open sea in search of new land. They ventured further west than anyone had ever gone before. Days turned into weeks, and the vast ocean seemed endless. Just as they were about to lose all hope, the ravens opened their wings and flew away. That could only mean one thing. Land was near. On the horizon, white mountain tops appeared, resulting in the name of this new land, Iceland. As they sailed closer, they could see rocky hills covered with moss and birch trees. There were no people in sight, and it didn't take long for the Vikings to settle down and build their new homes. With time, people learned to live with the harsh weather conditions and the dominating raw nature. Over the next decades, more settlers arrived that were welcomed with open arms. There was plenty of space for everyone, and for over 50 years, the settlers of Iceland had their own little ill-weathered paradise, all to themselves. But then, Mother Nature decided it was time to remind those newcomers that this remote island in the north was her domain. All hell broke loose in one of the most catastrophic eruptions eruptions in modern history. It was the Eldgjár eruption. Eldgjár means fire canyon, and no wonder. The earth was ripped apart in a 75-kilometer long fissure in what is still today the largest volcanic canyon on Earth. The Eldgjár eruption lasted for 4 years, and it produced the greatest amount of lava in historic time. The volume of lava covered more than 800 square kilometers of land, which is equivalent to New York City and its 5 boroughs being swallowed by lava. The Eldgjár eruption marked the end of an era where settlers came to Iceland. From there on, everyone was warned from setting sail to the hellish island of ice and fire. This was made immortal in a famous poem called Völuspá.
Sól tér sortna, sígur fold í mar, hverfa af himni, heiðar stjörnur, geysar eimi við aldur nara, leikur hár hiti við himinn sjálfan.
Now, let's go forward in time of more than 300 years, which takes us to the next Icelandic volcano catastrophe. The ice-capped stratovolcano in southeast Iceland, which also happens to be the highest peak on Icelandic soil, then went by the name Knappafellsjökull. The volcano was surrounded by fertile grazing lands, which supported at least 40 farms in the area, formerly known as Litla Hérað, or Little Shire. One day, out of the blue, the top of the volcano exploded in a massive eruption, bringing about a deadly pyroclastic flow made up of gas and volcanic ash of 1,000 degrees Celsius, traveling down the volcano at 700 kilometers an hour, killing every living being in the area. This eruption was such a devastating event that the whole surrounding area became a lifeless wasteland for years to come, which led to a new name of the volcano, Öræfajökull, the volcano of ruined wasteland. In the fall of 1783, the Reykjavik eruption began. The Laki eruption consisted of a 25-kilometer long fissure lined with 130 craters. Although the eruption did not turn out to be quite as enormous as the Eldgjár eruption 700 years earlier, human societies had developed a lot since the 900s, and events of this scale were now recorded in much greater detail. Massive clouds of poisonous hydrofluoric acid and sulfur dioxide clouded the northern hemisphere for years. It caused a global drop in temperatures of 2 to 3 degrees Celsius and led to a devastating drop in quality of life in many areas of the world. Western Europe was particularly badly affected, which is why the Reykjavik eruption is considered to be one of the fundamental reasons for the French Revolution taking place just a few years later.
Volcanic ash has caused the worst disruption in air travel since 9/11.
The infamous eruption in Eyjafjallajökull in 2010 is another eruption worth mentioning.
That's actually steam created by lava bursting up through the glacier.
It put Iceland in the spotlight big time. The massive ash plume that rose 20 kilometers into the atmosphere brought air traffic in Europe to a standstill for days on end. More than half the volcanoes in Iceland are covered by glaciers, and whenever lava gets in contact with ice, it results in violent explosions that fractures the lava into superfine particles that rise high into the air and can ignite the engines of airplanes. Not a risk you would like to take. After 800 years of sleep with no volcanic activity, the Reykjavik It all began with the eruption in Fagradalsfjall in 2021, in what became the most closely followed volcano eruption of all time. The Fagradalsfjall volcano system, which is situated only 30 kilometers from the capital area and only 15 kilometers from Keflavik International Airport, had been dormant for 6,000 years when it first erupted in 2021, beginning what geologists call a new era in Icelandic volcano history. But the Fagradalsfjall volcano system is only one of 5 volcano systems on the Reykjavik Peninsula. These are the volcano systems responsible for all the lava in and around the capital area. And now that the Reykjanes Peninsula seems to have awoken from its centuries-long slumber, there is a real possibility that the capital area could be in danger in near future. Since lava last flowed in Reykjavik. Well, that's until now.
Okay, everyone, so safety glasses on, flashes off, and